sharing with everyone here on what's working for me. It's working for me in the past, and hopefully you could just take away one or two ideas and one or two of these strategies and maybe implement it into your business to help you grow and grow your business as well. So we'll get started with the webinar. Today's webinar is going to be about generating leads. The other day I went to Starbucks, and I don't drink a whole lot of Starbucks, but I went there because some people from the office, my team members and my assistants, they like Starbucks. So I ran over there and I asked them, what would you guys want for today? And they said, oh, we'll take some Starbucks. I ran over to Starbucks and I walked out of there paying like $18 for like 3 cups of coffee. They're kind of fancy coffees, but I was blown away, like thinking about it, like it's $18 for coffee that we're spending now. Yeah. And what I realized is I started thinking about today's webinar is how much money we actually spend out there, that we could actually take that money, even if we cut it back to, and allocate some of this money into marketing and into leads, what impact would it have on your business? I talk with a lot of agents, a lot of realtors from all parts of the country, from local, throughout the country. And I know, like, if they could actually generate 5 more transactions each year, what would that do to their business? Like, what would it do to your business? So I always ask them, like, what would it do? And sometimes it's right there in front of us, and we just maybe not taking the right action on it. So I believe if you're on this, watching this webinar, there's a reason why you're here. And hopefully you could take away some of the topics I'm going to share with you and put them to action right away. And if you're at Starbucks buying 3 cups of coffee, maybe you could just trim it down to 2. My wife, she loves Starbucks, so she'd go to Starbucks twice a day, and I think she's crazy. She tells me, like, do you want anything from Starbucks? And I kind of laugh. I'm like, I could go in the fridge right now. She's got her Starbucks from this morning. She's going to go get another one. Yeah, definitely. So, I think if we just kind of look a little further, find ways to generate leads. And for me, when I started doing this back in 2009, I've always looked for the least amount, like as far as cost-wise, the least cost-effective way to generate a lead, because it's that one lead that we generate today, tomorrow could be another lead. In 30 days, we have 30 new opportunities, and that's what we're going to share today. Okay. So just a little bit of background about myself. I'm the President and CEO at California Housing Store, also team leader at Delgado Realty, the #1 sales team at our Downey Association of Realtors. So we operate a successful real estate team. 2010, GCI was right around 400,000. It's really when I put the team in motion. Since 2015, we've been over $1 million in GCI. Number of leads, we generate over 1,000 leads per month. So it's something I'm very, very familiar with. I know how to generate leads from all different costs, and we're going to touch on some of those today. And $462,000 paid out to 3 agents. I tell you that because there's something else I want to share. In 2007, if you're in real estate back then, in 2008, we had the financial crisis that was devastation. A lot of people I knew at the time were losing their jobs. I had a lot of family members losing their homes, and we basically hit a brick wall. So, it really started turning. There was a big turning point in my life, right? The day we got married, which was 7/7/7, and that day after, and it's not because we got married. We're happily married today. I love my wife. She's the backbone to everything I do. But that was a huge turning point, and I've been in a lot of different shoes over the years. I've been in the struggles, I've been in the pitfalls. I've racked up over $100,000 credit card debt between me and my wife real quick, and it's very easy to do that if you've got 5 cards, because back at that time, banks were giving out credit left and right. So if you had good credit, they start you off at $2,000, and before you know it, you're at $5,000, $10,000 on a credit card. So racking up $100,000 in credit card debt happens very fast. A little difficult today because they're a little bit more tighter with their credit guidelines, but I've been in those shoes. I had to find ways to generate leads, and I told everybody at that time I'm going to go be a realtor, and they all laughed at me because 2008, foreclosures were on the rise. No one really wanted to sell their house. Our house was in foreclosure. Our cars were getting repossessed, you name it. So we're going through it, you know. And I share that with you because if you're in that situation, um, just don't focus on where you're currently at right now. If you focus where you're currently at, then you're not going to change where you want to go. First thing you got to do is focus on where you want to go, and then develop a plan around that. And I believe if you just take that advice, it will work for you as well. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this next screen is because it ties into my past and a lot of people I know their past as well, including these famous people. So there's a common thing with people that they have to fail in order to become some sort of success. And a lot of times those failures will blind us from other possibilities. So I came across this quote by Albert Einstein. It says right here, anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. And being a realtor, you have to try things new. We will make mistakes. I've made mistakes, and today hopefully you could take some of the things that I've learned and avoid some of these mistakes out there and take action on it. So I want to just kind of go over a few of these famous people here. Albert Einstein, he was told at the age of 4 by his teachers that he would never amount to much. So the reason why is because he wasn't able to speak till 4 years old. So if you think about that, he already being putting like a label on him. He's going to be a failure. And here we got Albert Einstein, one of the greatest geniuses to ever walk the planet Earth. Then you got Michael Jordan. Like Michael Jordan, his background is after being cut from his high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in the room, and cried. And who did he become? One of the biggest basketball players in the NBA history. So he's got more championships. I've lost count, but I think I see about 7 or 6 rings on his finger there. So you can see that what he's done though is he's acknowledged it, like I wasn't good enough. What am I going to do better? That to some people, they just took that as a mistake and went out and conquered basketball. How about Walt Disney? He was fired from a newspaper job for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. That's mind-boggling, like what he became, right?
Definitely.
How about Steve Jobs? Like this one, if you're not familiar with Steve Jobs, he's the guy that started Apple, right? Started Apple, and his board, his college, associates that he started this company with, basically fired him. They asked him that he could not be part of the board anymore. They removed him from the company that he started. Well, later on, he comes back and created a lot of things with Apple, created the iPhone, and it's really what Steve Jobs is. He's a really good marketer. I believe all these people just knew how to market themselves, and we're going to touch on a bit on that. Oprah Winfrey, she was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for television. Last time I saw, she owns a television. It's called Own It. So here you have somebody that's, let go of her job, said she wasn't fit, and took that negative and turned it right into a positive. So as you can see, all of these folks right here, including the Beatles, they said that they had no future in the show business, turned something around. They took what most will just walk away and turned it into a major success. So in life, we will have our failures. We'll have, things that are going to be coming at us, and we just got to know how to just keep going. And I hope that's kind of the message with today. It is tied into lead generation. If you've tried leads in the past, maybe we need to try it just a little bit different. Maybe it just didn't work out. I know for me, I didn't have much